Hello, this is IndustryShare's Mr. Create.
And Mr. N here.
IndustryShare is a one-stop solution channel that will provide business model, market analysis, and audit report. So what do we bring this week?
Well, for this week we brought Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
Etsy, currently it's a popular name in Nasdaq,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a e-commerce leader. Targeting niche market. Specifically accessories and craft goods.
Mm-hmm.
So it's listed in Nasdaq as ETSY, and it's a e-commerce platform for vintage and craft supplies. So, it was founded in 2005 by the Robert Cullen, Chris, and Haim and Jared. As you can see in the picture, they look like Oasis band, but they are not. Okay.
Looks like Beatles.
Beatles,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was listed in 2015. Like, it wasn't that long ago, only 6 years. And yeah. So, why Etsy? Well, certainly there are a lot of e-commerce platforms such as Amazon or eBay or so on, but people choosing Etsy because there are two things. I mean, from seller's perspective, uh, they it's very easy for them to upload and sell their products, and they could do it as a side business or side job. And probably because of this, most sellers are women who tend to be college educated and who are in their 20s or 30s. And for buyer's perspective, uh, uh, you know, these days,
Mhm.
the recycling and materials are very popular,
Mm-hmm.
even for accessories or so on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there are a lot of products made out of this,
Mm-hmm.
and many buyers like it because of this trend.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and also, uh,
ESG related products.
yeah,
Yeah,
ESG,
yeah.
sort of, and Etsy buyers in 2020, like 88% of them agreed that Etsy has items that you can't find elsewhere. So there, which means uh, Etsy provides less expensive goods, which are not mass produced.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I pasted a screenshot on down below, showing it has a message button,
Mm-hmm.
where I mean, sorry, buyers can interact with the buyer,
Mm-hmm. Other
sellers.
buyer
Yeah,
sellers.
yeah. So it's like 당근 market.
Mm-hmm.
So and Etsy says it fosters the production and as well as the purchases
Mm-hmm.
within this market. So
Mm-hmm.
so all of these ha has some pretty positive impacts
Mm-hmm.
of why people choose Etsy for their purchases.
Mm-hmm.
And their business model is that it's a seller aligned business model,
Mm-hmm.
where they make money
Mm-hmm.
when their sellers make money.
Mhm.
So, and they charge some fees, as you can see in the slide. And yeah, and I mentioned Reverb because like 3 years ago,
Mhm.
Etsy acquired a Reverb,
Mhm.
which is a marketplace platform for used or unused, I mean new musical instruments.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they also provide seller services to their customers. I mean the sellers, for on-site advertising, or they also provide discounted shipping labels,
Mhm.
purchases, and they get fees from their sellers as well. and their competitors. There are a lot of competitors for this Etsy, but local consignment and vintage stores, Amazon, eBay, US retail chains. Any e-commerce or traditional commerce channels are most of them are their competitors. But as we mentioned above previously, uh, it has a strong presence in the accessories and niche market. So I think they are still competitive in this way. And lastly, I'm gonna talk about the stock movement. So if you bought a stock for Etsy like a year ago,
Yeah,
around March,
yeah.
yeah, the annual return is like 400%.
Fuck. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, and certainly it gained momentum from the pandemic crisis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, and we'll have to see how it goes throughout this year,
Mhm.
even when the vaccination is in ongoing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I guess I take it from here. This is Mr. Create. We decided that instead of I guess doing individual like analysis of S4, S1, or F1, whatever the forms that they provide, I decided to read Seeking Alpha related articles, and I decided that it's probably better that we provide summary of financials and potentially the market analysis. That's well summarized in Seeking Alpha articles. So if you look at those financials in one page, this is like one the bits and pieces from the Seeking Alpha website. So what we intended to do with this slide is if you look at the revenue growth, I mean, I didn't have the growth rate numbers, but you can see that the growth is fantastic, especially in 2020 because of the tailwind for coronavirus. I guess a lot of people have been shopping online, and I think Amazon and this company Etsy have been the beneficiary from such movement or such event. However, the coronavirus may have been the adverse event for humankind or all of us. But anyways, this company is actually making net income plus. So this isn't anything that we've seen, or a lot of tech companies usually don't have net income positive, but this is actually net income positive company. If you look at the balance sheet, they have quite a bit of the liabilities. If you look at the long-term liabilities, they have like 1.6 billion compared to the total asset of 2.4 billion. So they have huge percentage of long-term liability, but I will cover it later. Um, I took the article by Julian Lin, who's been, I guess, the writer to the Seeking Alpha, and he said that in 2020, this Etsy has been the second best performer in S&P 500. I think this might be the error from Julian Lin that this isn't probably S&P 500 stock, but anyway, this is really good performer in 2020, and the revenue itself was if you look at the Musk revenue, it's been 14% of total revenue, but it has gone down to 4%. So this is what we meant by tailwind from COVID-19. People have been shopping online. This is the fourth largest e-commerce company, I guess Amazon and so on so forth. I've mentioned that they have 1.7 billion cash or cash equivalents and 1.1 billion of the long-term liability, but this is mostly in convertible bond form. So eventually this is going to turn into stock. So there's the dilution issue, but there is less risk for the liquidity issue or insolvency issue. Uh, these are other things that Amazon is racing to the bottom because they seek for cheap and fast products. But this is really different because they're going for what seems to be a niche market for e-commerce. Their products are a little bit different, like immensely different from what Amazon is providing. So they don't have to, uh, race to the bottom by decreasing the price. They can still maintain high price because of the different goods and services. Um, their net income margin is 27.7%. So this is really profitable company. Expected return, he thinks, for 2020 was 50%. So the stock can go 50% by his analysis, and this is a multi-bagger in long term. So if you are thinking that you can make investment more than 1 year, this can go up, he thinks, by two times or even more. Another article by DTF Capital, gross revenue in 2020 was 2.2 times, while the net income has grown 5 times. So this is what we meant by the sales growth. You got, as long as the company has very net income, profitable company or high net income margin, this can actually translate into high net income growth. As long as revenue grows by 2 or 3 times a year. Total addressable market has expanded from 100 billion to 250 billion. Their buyers have like there are like 150 million buyers, while 32 billion buyers have bought 2 times within 2020, and that number has gone up to 97%. Habitual buyers, they define it as a purchaser or buyer who buy more than $200 worth of goods or 6 times purchases within a year. And then this number has gone up 157%. Huge growth. This is what translates into their revenue growth of 2.2%, 2 times in 2020. Additional purchases within 60 days, this also has gone up 22%. So what we're thinking is, as many people make visit to Etsy, this will translate into the higher revenue growth. Average purchases per user has gone up. Also, if you look at the right side of the slide, it has gone up from $41.4 in 2019 to $55 in 2000. Oh, sorry, I guess this is messed up. But anyways, this number has gone up quite a lot. I guess this is typo. I'm sorry. But anyways, furniture related revenue has gone up 118% every year, and this is what seems to define this company as niche market. And UK and Germany and overseas revenue is also increasing dramatically. So I think this is what he meant by what's expected out of Etsy. Customer relationship, they have a real-time call. So anytime that seller has a question or buyer has a question to the seller, they can always make the real-time call. This is what attributes to their advantage as the e-commerce company, as well as customer relationship upgrade, I think. So the conclusion is, yeah, DTF Capital thinks that price is relatively cheap and that the company has invested in this stock. So yeah, this is it. Please subscribe to our channel, and we are going to make it less than 10-minute video, but we failed to do that today. But yeah, we'll give you what seems to be important
And briefly.
briefly,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't take so much time for you to enjoy our video.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for listening, and see you next week.
See you next week.